So I have the mister outside. Yep, I'm very careful now. Oh, anytime he goes near anything, first of all, I got to get all the poisonous plants off my property because cats are very prone to getting sick from toxic plants like tiger lilies. Oh, yeah. So I keep him away from them until they die off, and then I'm gonna give them away. But I keep him away from it, and we've been enjoying the outdoors. No going near any. The only thing he's allowed to eat is the grass. And I even bought grass, and we planted it together, and he gets to eat it in the house, which he seems to enjoy. So today is the day that I got the dreaded phone call of my husband that he died. So I did all my morning routines. I met with Linda. We went for our walk. I'm taking the mister out, and then my daughter has a PT appointment around 1. So I am going to take the girls because Seth is not around, my son. He's working, and we're going to go and make this day. We're going to commemorate it and do something very thoughtful. Sorry about all the lawnmowers over there now all of a sudden. All right, so, and do something loving, and I'll buy them whatever they want to eat, and we'll just go and we'll have a picnic somewhere and just remember my beloved Stephen. 6 years ago, it was today. Right now, around this time, which is after 10 o'clock, this is when the nightmare was already in session. Yeah, it was terrible. If you've ever lost a loved one like that, your whole world in that moment, it literally just like tips, and it like completely changes your outlook, your feelings, the way you see things, the dynamic of your life, and and you have to literally crumble to the ground, and then you literally rebuild it, if that makes any sense. So that's where we are right now. We have rebuilt it, and I am on the up and up. So I've come to a place, another evolving moment, right? So if you're trying to have a good relationship with food, right? So say I'm just going to lose weight. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you're good like that. Maybe I'm not talking 5 or 10 pounds. I'm talking if you have to lose a significant amount of weight, and you say, you have this big struggle, and so what am I going to do? Like, so for over 2 years now, I have been trying to not only shed fat, of course that's the goal, who doesn't want that, but to also shed the unhealthy patterns that go with that gets me into that situation, right? Because I could maybe lose weight, starve myself, exercise to no end, but that's not what I'm talking about. I want to exercise for the sake of exercising because I know it's good for me, not because I need to lose weight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously that's how you get it off also, but I'm looking at it like I am exercising because I want to be strong. I want my organs to thrive. I want my muscles to grow. Like, just separate it from eating, Let my eating also be the cause of shedding fat and nourishing my body and being healthy and all this here. So with that said, at the beginning of the summer, I was really inundated with like parties, and my social life was increasing, and I was forgetting myself and forgetting to put myself first. And oh my gosh, how am I going to, I'm at these parties with all this food and celebration, and oh my gosh. And so I just went with it. And the thing is, I had to work on that. I had to put myself first in all of that. And it took me a good month or a little more. And so what I did was I figured, all right, Lisa, instead of restricting yourself by using the Lose It app, because that's what helped me last time, I need to just inundate myself with all the goods. And that's what I did. I ate all the good food that I know has blessed me thus far. And so I didn't have restrictions, Now, today, I woke up, I was like, today's the day. And I woke up and I said, okay, we did that. I didn't want any restrictions because it was like I had to flood myself. It was like I had to just constantly flood myself with all the goods so that way there, I could remember, I could recall, I was in the zone. I'm like, all right. And so I did that. Now I'm ready for some disciplining in this area. That was discipline. Absolutely. That's what I think. And so now I'm going into a different vein of discipline, back to my Lose It app. I love the Lose It app because it shows you, it breaks it down for you, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. So maybe I won't want to eat 3 times a day like that, or 4 times. Maybe I'll break it up. So instead of eating the majority of stuff in the late afternoon or evening, I do try to eat a lot of the calories in the morning now. That's what I'm trying to do. And during the day. So like that whole, you ever hear that saying, a king, or if you're a woman, a queen in the morning, a prince or princess in the afternoon, and a pauper at night. So that, because your metabolism is slowing down. So that's what we're gonna do. And so I gotta stay in the range. You know, maybe 50 will be great. Maybe I'll lose 20 and I'll be like, you know what? I feel like great, $1 million. I don't know. But the goal is another 75, which I look at my body and I go, but I don't feel like I have that much on my body. But I remember that number back at that weight was really good. I felt the best that I ever felt. So at my age, will I still feel that way? I don't know. So it's all, you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm sick to death of really appreciating parts of my body, and then other parts I'm like, you know what? I'm not appreciating this at all. I'm just done. I'm so done and I'm so ready. So let's rock and roll. Just want to show you how beautiful, to celebrate my husband's going into heaven. I am going to take the kids out, but look what I made for me. Is that just not? I'm going to put all nutritional yeast and hemp seeds on there too. Oh yeah. Check it out, baby. Look at this chair. It doesn't lay flat like that, but it definitely reclines. But, and look, it has a little cup table thing, but it doesn't go like flat. I know.
I feel like I'm gonna break my head open.
Well, don't do that. But isn't that nice? Dude, that's like hardcore. And then I also have this.
It looks comfy, is it?
Yeah. It got a pillow. But I got a hammock here too. I got to hang up somewhere. So where am I going now, guys? Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm taking you with me to see my friend Billy and his wife Josie. This was Steven's other best friend. There's Bobby and there's Billy. They were both in the wedding. So I'm going to go, even if it's for 15 minutes, and I'm just going to go say hello. I haven't seen them. They moved far away. So just to commemorate again, my beautiful husband. I'm at a church while I wait for my daughter at PT. Usually I go for a walk, but I told God I'd spend some time with him. And because the way I'm dressed, I have shorts on, and I don't know, I look like I'm ready to go for a walk. I don't think it's always necessarily appropriate that I should go in there. And plus, I don't really have a lot of time. So I'm gonna read a little bit. I won't get through much. This is my Bible study. This will be the 3rd week, yes, of doing my Bible study. It's awesome. I love doing it. I'm also going to stop by. I just bought a hammock for Grafton. This lady was selling it for $25. You know, the kind that you strap to the trees. So I'll do that. And what else? Oh, and I bought this chair, a lounge chair. It looks pretty expensive. She goes, I'll throw it in for $50. I'm like, okay. Whether it be for my daughter Sarah, hopefully it'll go all the way back. And if it doesn't, I'll bring it to Grafton. Who cares? But yeah, so I am really, this day is something, you know, when you have to face the same day that you had such a tremendous loss as my husband, and whatever it is that you go through. And, you know, I'm okay, but then I'll like realize it's like I wrote a tribute to him, and you know, it was like while I'm writing it, I'm like, yeah, I remember that. It's just like, I keep looking at the clock and I'm like, wow, well, at this time we were doing this or that. Right now I was probably in the mountains, you know, getting my kids. And I just remember that horrifying. There was never such a feeling that I ever had. And I think that's why it's so sad right now for me it's the remembering what that was like. Like, I'm always going to love and adore and miss and treasure and all of that and look forward to seeing him again. But put that aside, but just looking at the emotion that a person can experience, that emotion, that is frightful all by itself. And a lot of times when I think about that, it's like a terror. It's like, I can't believe, like where I am right now in my brain, it's fine. I'm okay. I'm stable. I am peaceful. I'm joyful. I'm strengthened. I'm so not even the same person at all. I don't even think in the slightest way, to be honest. But I am forever changed in a really great way. And I'm ready to conquer whatever it is that God wants to put in my life. And it's terrifying. Like, if you say you've never really experienced this kind of loss, just to say, and if you have, you know what I mean. If you've never have experienced this kind of loss, it's terrifying because I can't believe like that kind of emotion exists. And it's scary. It's so scary because it was terrifying. It was like a terror. I felt like I was being terrorized. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, God was not the one terrorizing me because he would never do that. It's just, you know, because he is so serious when he talks about, you know, pride, you know, being the first sin, and that's why we all have to die, and the proof is that every generation is dead, and he's in the business of being serious. And then, so when Stephen died, I was like, wow. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, God is in the business of being serious. Like, we don't mess with him at all. We don't take advantage of him. He means business. So when somebody says to you, oh, well, you think God's going to get mad over that? Yes, because there's a design for everything. And if you think you're going to get away with something that's out of that design, you're going to get the consequences for that. You know what I mean? That's when I really got that one. I was like, I always knew that, but I was like, wow, he is so serious. And then when my father died, I was like, oh my gosh, because he was such a great holy guy. And love God so much, and he died. I'm like, wow, well, where is he? Do you know what I mean? It was like, where is he? It made me see that heaven is even that much more real. I was like blown away. I'm like, wow, my father is somewhere. And if he's anywhere, it's at least purgatory. And so that's part of heaven. And I'm like, okay, so that means that he is there. Okay, that means that heaven is real. And it's like, yes, it was just like a more of a confirmation. You know what I mean? It was just like, it really deep rooted my soul. And that's when I even was like, I stepped it up a notch even more in my Catholic faith. And I just want to honor God. And I was like, wow, like the two major patriarchs in my family, and even my grandfather, all of them, they're all gone now. You know, Stephen's father's gone. And it's just like, whoa. You know, and I feel like, wow, like I'm a woman, and I feel like I have my brothers. Thank God, they're such wonderful, and my brother-in-laws, like, they're just so great. But just not to have that overhead is very frightening for me, because I love it, and I know that God is my ultimate overhead, and I get that now. You know, he says, I am the husband of the widow, and I am the father of the fatherless. So that I know, and that I am grateful for, and therefore I feel safe. it's just, and I know, and it really made me see like, wow, we put all this importance in people when it isn't the people that we're supposed to feel safe with, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And so it just is amazing. Like, we're just like, my daughter says, Mama, how come we're floating on a rock in outer space and like nobody's questioning it? And it's like, I'm not just looking at life like, oh yes, I got to pay the bills this month and we're having fun, with my children. No, and I'm doing graft in there, and it has nothing to do with any of that. It's like, it's so much more serious in this life, this, like, so these are the things we're doing every day. We're doing all these things every day on the daily, but I don't see life as that. That's not what life is. Life is getting to heaven, period. And while we're doing that, to have that protection of, the grandfather, the father, the husband, these men are powerful, okay? And when I don't have that over me anymore, it's a bit nerve-wracking, I won't lie, So, but we're doing it. And the Lord is doing it. Mwah, I love God so much. And so, thank you for listening. Look, can I get my little handy-dandy bag? We're not even going to use the chair. We can use this.
Look up, I did.
And look at how beautiful this tree is. It's so nice. We're just hidden away. That's the kind of tree I'm going to get at Grafton. It's just so weird. I know it looks like chocolate sauce, but it's really tahini. But look it, I can put it on. Look, it's on the bag. It's a little table. How fun is this?
Damn, people were right. The vinaigrette is good. Want to try this right now? It's not.
Oh, this is amazing. That branch, if that branch ever fell, we're dead.
Well,
Do I have anything green in my teeth? This is great. Oh, there's the crow friend. He's following me.